All right, welcome everyone. We have Thomas MacEntee, to our new genealogy expert. He's going to entertain us and inform us tonight. My name is Susan with the Harborfields Public Library. I do the adult programming, and take it away, Thomas.
Great, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and let's see here. Share screen. Nope, share screen. There it is. And we're going to go to, where are we going, Thomas? We're going to slides. Let's see, hold on. I need to open this. So I've been working since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm in California, and I just did a webinar for MyHeritage with 3,000 people on Facebook. So if I'm a little bit loopy, you understand. Let's go here. No, we're going to go to downloads, Thomas. Downloads. And we're going to go to the folder. There it is. And we're going to go to the slides. So we're here for, please work, please work, please work. Hallelujah. There we go. Oh, go away, office. They keep trying to get me to do things. There we go. Nope. There it is. Okay, I'm going to turn on subtitles, closed captioning, and I'm going to go ahead and start the slideshow. You've spotlighted my video. Oh, wow. Great. There you go. You can see this. If you can't see it, library staff, let me know. I want to welcome everyone. My name is Thomas MacEntee. I'm from Chicago, where many are cold, but few are frozen. If you're a church person, you get that. Now, I can hear people laughing, so please mute yourself. And I won't be seeing your video anyway. I will leave my video on during this webinar. It's your proof that my mother was correct. I have a face made for radio and a voice made for print. Yes. So we're here for this topic. Do you want to know that I've taught this 3 times so far this week? Also, you are my 223rd webinar of the year. And I only have about, I think, 21 more to go. This is a great topic. You know why? I'm at an age where I can't remember everything. And, you know, when you find a new record, let's say you find a death certificate and you see new information, what do? It's the bright and shiny object thing. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go chase that. You were just checking on the cause of death. What happened to that? So this is what it is. I have been in the business since 2008. I was laid off from the information technology field with a lot of other people. And as a man in his mid-40s back then, I could see that those jobs were not coming back. So I started my own genealogy business. I've been doing genealogy for 44 years now. Yes, it's all smoke and mirrors, and I have a picture up in the attic. I will be 59 this December. But you know when I got hooked? Age 14, February 1977, staying with my great-grandparents in Grahamsville in Sullivan County, New York, where I grew up, and the miniseries Roots came on television. And that was it. They filled me in on our family history, found out that I'm New York Dutch, 1641 in Schenectady, English, 1628 in Rhode Island. And then on my own, I found out on my father's side, I'm French Huguenot. The French Huguenots were Protestants thrown out of France. And my 9th great grandfather arrived in New Paltz, Ulster County, New York, in 1675. In fact, his stone house built in 1699 is still standing there, which amazes me. So, and as I've done this, I'm an educator at heart. That's what I started to do in technology. I was certified Microsoft trainer for Microsoft Office. I love teaching, and probably you can tell. The thing is, I want to make technology easy for you. I want to make these topics easy for you. I believe in methodology. I believe in the genealogical proof standard, GPS, as promoted by the Board for Certification Genealogists. So that's what you're going to learn. This is just a little nugget. You know, this can be overwhelming, but you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I have tried to set you up for success. We are recording this. There is a handout. I believe in a good handout that is, it's actionable education. You can pull this handout out next month, next year, and everything will work. All those links work, etc. I do want to remind you that this is copyrighted information, but I encourage you to share it. In fact, library staff, I don't mind if you print this out and have it available. Also, I have this in article format. So if the library has an e-newsletter, I already have it ready in Microsoft Word, and all I want is a byline. Okay, so we're here. This is going to be a lot of fun. I believe in fun genealogy, but we pay a lot of money for these sites, right? And I'm going to get started. You get on Ancestry 10 p.m. And by the way, you should know that Ancestry has a library edition. I'm pretty sure that Harborfields Public Library subscribes. But right now, because of the pandemic, you can actually get access, in most cases, at home. And I'll show you how that's done at the end. So wouldn't it be nice to have a checklist of record sets that you should use, maybe when you're researching someone? Yeah, it would be, because I can't remember it all. Even they call me an expert in genealogy. You know what an expert is? They don't know everything, but they know what is just mashugana that isn't possible. That's crazy. That's what an expert does. I can't remember it all. So you're not alone. So it would be great. There is a concept in the GPS called reasonably exhaustive search. And if you do it right, you're reasonably exhausted. All right. So that's it. As I said, death certificate. Now, recently I worked on a case for, do you remember who Johnny Stompanato was? He was Lana Turner's boyfriend, and Lana's daughter, Cheryl Crane, stabbed him to death one night, as one does. And so, we're tracing this. He was born in Woodstock, Illinois, which is in the suburbs. I was doing this presentation for the McHenry County Genealogical Society. That's where Woodstock is. And there were so many new things on that death certificate, and I wanted to go here and go there. Nope. You have to develop discipline to not follow those BSOs, bright and shiny objects, but you also need to have two things, a to-do list and a genealogy research log. I'm going to try and convince you to use these or use some form of these, all right? So that's the whole idea. We're looking for gaps in your research, all right? I've had gaps for my third great grandfather. I found his 1905 New York census. For some reason, I never looked up the 1915 or the 1925. So what do you do to identify those gaps? Anyone been to London here and ridden the subway, or the tube as they call it? And by the way, I am sipping water. Most of you don't know I lost 120 pounds since 2015. And I did have stomach sleeve bariatric surgery, saved my life. But now that I have 20% of my stomach, I have to sip water all day. And so, yeah, I just reached my goal weight of 220 pounds. I told my husband that I reached my ideal weight, and he said, no, your ideal weight is 6 pounds, and that includes the urn. It's a rough household. So mind the gap. What is it? Well, basically on the platform and announcements in the subway or the tube say, mind the gap. There is a physical gap between the platform and the train. And God knows what has fallen down there. Same thing with genealogy. You've got to bridge that gap because things fall down there, things that you don't know. And so it's a way of making sure that you've covered all the bases. And I've been guilty of this. I started out as a kid. I was a name collector. And I found one birth record. It's got to be right. So I'm going to try and convince you otherwise. The first thing, I know you're going to hate me, is a research log. Now I'm going to go and try and find this, and you're going to have to be patient with me. This one for Johnny Stompanato is really great. I have to say that, if I say so myself. So it is a pending presentation. It is a, come on guys, hold on. Genealogy escape room. It is the case of Handsome Harry. And what we're going to do here is, yes, there we go. So I have a brand new laptop, and so it's giving me consternation. And so you'll just have to bear with me. Please download. Hallelujah. There it is. We'll close this and we'll go right here. Okay. This is a genealogy research log. You're going to think that I am absolutely crazy. Get out of my face, Microsoft Office. There we go. Enable editing. I am not activating you. No, go away. There we go. Great. Oh, wow. Oh, shoot. That's not it. Hold on. It's worth it. I'm sorry. I really apologize. But yeah, you're not going to believe this. And this really demonstrates why you need a checklist. I'm going to go. That's not what I want, guys. Hold on. And I apologize. I should have had this open earlier. We're going to go to all files. We'll start over. And I do store my information, by the way. While I'm doing this, I can talk to you about backing up your data. How many of you have backed up your research? If you haven't, you should think about it. How many have your data copied to CDs or DVDs? Well, you should think about that. Did you know the coding on many CDs and DVDs can flake off after about 5 years? I do a 3-2-1 backup system, 3 different backups, 2 different media, and then one of them has to be offline. Okay. Why 3? Well, you know, I had a friend that backed up to a USB flash drive on her laptop. And where did she put it? Right next to her laptop, and the office caught fire overnight. Boom. That's why you have it in the cloud. And I use Dropbox. I do have a paid account, 2 terabytes, and it runs roughly $99 a year. And for that peace of mind, it is well worth it. So I'm going to download this sucker right here. Thank you. Here we go. Now I think we're cooking with gas and nothing else. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I hate you again still. There we go, enable it. Now you're with me. So this is an Excel spreadsheet. This is what I use for every person I research, for every client. I used to do professional research. I did a lot of genealogy research for court cases. They were mineral rights involving fracking. And you know, I just can't tell the judge, oh, go to Ancestry Trees, it's there. No, this is work product. So down here, down below, there is a to-do list. And look at this. Now, if you don't like Excel, I understand. I don't care how you do a tracking system. Use a black and white composition notebook, use Word, I don't care. But there's value to this. So I have the proposition. I give all the pertinent information. And then look at my to-do list here. I want to prove the date of Stompanato John B 1925. Anyone know why I have that B 1925? His father was, same name, was born in 1890. Isn't it nice to know which one you're talking about? My target resources. Did I start it? Yes. Did I complete it? Yes. When I completed it, and this is the result. Novel idea, isn't it? It really makes a difference. So now you may say that this is double work or it's stupid. I mean, I respect that, but I come from the information technology field. I could not roll out a Windows update to 5,000 end users in 17 offices around the world. I had to have a sandbox where I tested stuff. And you know, I think I found like 5 or 6 records with his birth date. How do you pick the right one, the best one? So this is what you do. You go through a protocol. I want his birth location, father name, mother name, siblings. Why the different colors? In project management, green is good or completed or positive information. Yellow is pending. These I have not yet finished. Okay, nothing, nada. All right. And then if you see anything red, usually red means it's negative information or it could be overdue. I have all these things. That's his mother's name. And then, yeah, I have all this information. Now, Wikipedia may have the marriages of Johnny Stompanato, but, you know, putting that Wikipedia and actually having the sources is another thing. You will hear me say family history without documentation is mythology. And yeah, I've knocked down many a family story for clients, and I hate to do that. So we have our to-do list. Then this is where we track the work. I want to prove his birth date. And by the way, this turns out to be red because it was negative. 1940 census, a source citation. Look at what a good boy I am. And I'll tell you my secret. You should be able to write a source citation for genealogy record in 1 minute or less. The transcript extract. And then these 4 fields are really, really important. These are evidence evaluation fields. So if I had this 1940 census, it lists Johnny Stompanato as 14 years old in Woodstock, Illinois in 1940. Would you think it was an original or a derivative work? To me, I'm strict. If I haven't touched that original record in my hand, it's derivative. Someone says, well, microfilms are good. I once had a record, a census record, a microfilm from Family Search. And the person that filmed it was eating their lunch because their sandwich was right on top of my ancestor's name. That's why. Is it clear or unclear? A lot of times we get letters and other items where you can't read stuff. This is an important one. Information is primary or secondary. This is secondary. The enumerator that collected this, also, we do know who the informant was. Did you know in the 1940 census, if you have a record with a name that has a circle with an X in it, that tells you who talked to the enumerator. So that was worth the price of admission for this webinar, I'm sure. Let me show you the record. And yes, I always have a link to the record. Here it is. Okay, we're going to zoom this up. And here is that poor Stompanato family. Ah, there it is, Arena with an X. She was the informant. Okay, so that's nice to know. But even with an informant, you know, you'd think that mom would know when Johnny was born. And one undisputable fact in genealogy, the birth mother is always present at the birth of the child. So I still put this as secondary. A primary document would be this. My great-grandfather's World War I draft registration card, filled out in his writing and signed by him. That's primary. Then finally, is it direct or indirect? We're trying to prove his birth date. And look at what I put. It's indirect. The full birth date is not listed, okay? It says that he's listed as 14 and the year is 1940, and it becomes an estimated birth year, which turns out to be wrong. No one told me there would be math in genealogy. I follow the mantra of Barbie. Math is hard, let's go shopping. So yeah, so anytime you have to back engineer information, it's indirect. If you have a tombstone, I think someone has their sound on. If you could mute yourself, I'd appreciate that. So if you have a tombstone, you've seen these. It said so-and-so died on this date, aged 35 years, 11 months and 2 days. And you're like, great. You have to then calculate a birth date. That's indirect, okay? Are you confused yet? Yeah, so am I. So down here, there's a tab called Evidence Evaluation. And I give you a cheat sheet. In fact, you're going to be able to download this template for free and do whatever you want with it. You just can't sell it or use it for wagering. And there's a lot of wagering in genealogy if you don't know it. So I have everything here. This is, even I have to go to here, all right? And by the way, remember I told you about citation formats? You're going to say, Thomas, how did you get this source citation right here without pulling out Evidence Explained, all 600 pages? I'll tell you how. Down here under citation formats, I have templates for the 40 most used American records. So I go here to Ancestry, 1850, 1940. I copy this cell. I go over here to Research Log, and I just paste it here in Viola. There it is. I have a structure. You will find that I am the cheapest genealogist on the face of the earth and the laziest. My theory is if I can save time with this, that time goes to finding ancestors. And also, you've gotten an idea here now, right? This is like a bodega of genealogy research tools. I've got my to-do list. Oh, look at this. I also have a name variation list. This is one of those things that we chase down too. I didn't know that his dad's name was Giovanni. Yeah. So what would I do? I would go and, I have to look for Giovanni. No, you can do it later. But I would not be able to remember all these surname variations. Look at this one. Just using this one, Stampanetto, I found new records. They didn't come up on Ancestry or Family Search, all right? So I always have the variation and all of these, the given, the variation. And then I always, please, remind yourself where you found that. Oops, I just erased it. There it is. Okay. And the notes are where I talked to the ancestor. I know I'm crazy. So citation format cheat sheet, evidence evaluation cheat sheet. I also have genealogy terms. There are 150 genealogy words in English, and I translated them into, oh, there we go. Dutch, French, German, Italian, Latin, Polish, Russian, Slovak, and Spanish. No, I do not speak those languages except for Spanish. Yeah. So the thing is, how did Thomas do this? Well, you all know probably Google Translate, right? That is artificial intelligence. It is not a native speaker. Here's exhibit A to that argument. We know what an alien is, undocumented, or maybe in the US, someone that has a green card, but doesn't yet have citizenship. Well, look what it found for French, extraterrestrial. So now I know that certain ancestors came out of a spaceship and dropped into New York, but so always just do single words. Don't take passages from letters. Go and use a native speaker. Find someone in a genealogy translation group on Facebook. And then this is what you're here for. Look it down here. There is a genealogy research checklist that I've created just for you. And so I would put up here, I would say Stompanato, John, B, 1925. And this is his. And then I would start to say, what do I have? You probably never even thought of these, right? Yeah. Well, they won't apply here. But the first thing I would go for is, yeah, I want this. And I want to start it on October 22nd. And then I would complete it and I would put the result. So look at what it goes through. Books online, business records, cemetery records, all of these, census records. So what I would do for him, this is what the best thing to do. You know, that 1925 was told to me. I'm still going to start with 1920. So I will do that. I always go one census back and one census forward. We will do the 30, the 40. Oh, and there's not, 1950 is not out yet. But guess what? We'll tell you that. I will be doing, I believe, a webinar next year on how to get ready for the 1950 census, which is being released on April 1st, 2022. So what do you do with these others? Well, if I'm not using these, a lot of people, they'll delete them, but this is what I recommend. Watch. All of these I'm not going to use. Maybe those I might use. So hold on. Around the house. Not alumni, not adoption, but the archives. Yeah. Okay. What you want to do is you hide these. Watch what I'm doing. Cursor's over here. Go to the numbers in the left, right, left click. No, right click. I'm sorry. And then go to hide. Notice there's a gap now. Oh, I didn't do that. Hold on. Why didn't you do that? There. Oh, there it is. Hide. Now look, it goes from row number 3 to 43. Let's say that I'm not going to do these birth records. Baptism, yeah, they were good Italian Catholics, except for Johnny. And here, I'm going to hide these, okay? Warning though, even though you hide these rows, they might still all print out. It depends on your printer settings. Okay, so you get the idea. Look at how far this goes. This goes down to 320 rows. Things that you didn't think of. Vital records, tax records, social media, school records, probate records, personal knowledge, newspapers, military records, military engagements. So on this one, I know that Johnny could not have possibly fought in those, not even World War I. So I will hide them there. He did serve in World War II, which was great, but he was, and Korean, he died in 1958, but he definitely didn't serve in Vietnam. Okay, so that's what you do. Come up with this and hide these. So that's all. For you Mac users, this Excel imports cleanly into Numbers and into Excel for Mac. And also it imports cleanly into Google Drive Sheets, okay? And then usually what you get is you'll get all of this and a copyright tab. And again, please change this. If you don't like the genealogy terms, just delete the worksheet. You're not offending me at all. So let's get back to our slideshow. Yeah, so that's it. And this is what I do. It's a lot of work in the beginning, but guess what? You get into a groove. I'm a firm believer that your research should be on your computer and backed up 3 times. What if Ancestry gave you a notice that they were going out of business in 90 days? Yes, there would be a lot of pulling in hair and gnashing of teeth. But do you know how to export your family tree to a GEDCOM file? Then, do you know that doesn't even do all your photos that you've uploaded? Yeah, always, always, always have your own copy. The other one focuses timelines. Have you ever used timelines? Ancestry is a great timeline, but that person has to be on your tree. So this is a program I use. Please work, please work. Thank you. Okay, it's called TimeToast. TimeToast.com. The link is in the handout. You don't need to write this down. This is geared towards K through 12 students, so it's got to be easy for someone like me. I'm so old, my birthstone is lava. So yeah, so you can build these. And look at this one I did for Gustav Henneberg. He is my third great grandfather. And here, his birth, when he left Hamburg, Germany. I found him in an 1895 city directory, and look at what you can do. Again, I'm a good boy. I put in the source citation. I can bring in the image, not so great on the resolution, but that. Now, how do you use it? So think of it this way. Timeline is a way that you can see the forest through the trees. You see that research log? It's not very visual. I can't tell what I'm missing per se, except for that research checklist. But here, look at this. I have his 1905 New York State Census, and he died in 1942. So why didn't I get the 1915? Why didn't I get the 1925? So you know what Thomas would do? He'd pull up the research log for Gustav and go to the to-do list and add those new items at the bottom. Okay, you get into a groove. So TimeToast is free. I think they give you one for free. It's also cheap. It costs me $20 a year, and I can make as many as I want. In fact, look at this. I have all of these. Okay. The one that I like the most is this one. I had, oh, it's not that one. Oh, I hate you. There we go. I had a second grade aunt that was hit by a car and killed in the Bronx in 1925. All I had was a photo of her. And here it is, Anna McPhillips. So this is really what I use. Yeah, I do want to view it. I didn't sign in. So yeah, this is what I use to try and start the case. It's not really filled in. But so I encourage you to do a timeline. And we'll go back here. The other way that you can bridge a gap is software. This is a program, link is in your handout, called Evidentia. Evidentia, I know the programmer. He's a genealogist in North Carolina. The full price is $29.95. I think you can get a free trial for 14 days, and it's only $23.95. What is it? Well, you have to export your online tree, Ancestry, MyHeritage, to a GEDCOM file, GEDCOM. That is a universal file format for genealogy data. Then you import it in the software. And what it does is it looks for conflicts. It looks for gaps. It tells you what you're missing. It even had links to those record sets. It also allows you to organize your source citations. Okay. The other one, this is not in your handout, and I apologize, so follow closely. I'm going to go to MyHeritage. You can set up a free account at MyHeritage. You can also have a free tree as long as it's 200 people or less. My tree is here. Lots of fruits and nuts, believe me. And you go up here and look at this consistency checker. This is great. Now it's going to go through and it finds things like this. Oh, the birth is listed after the death. I have dyslexia and I have a bad time with numbers. I will often put in 1983 for someone born in 1938. And so I have a lot of this stuff. So it goes and does that. And then this one, the child is older than the parent. Yeah, so the child was born after the death of parent. And it does make an allowance for the father to pass away. I think it gives a year. Okay, so there, a lot of that. Died too old. It basically looks at the life expectancy during that period. And in 1946, I doubt there were any 114-year-old men. Alive but too old. Yeah, we've heard that before. Okay, and look at what it did. Look at how many it found here. It found, now I do have a paid version, found 429 consistency issues. I have like 8,000 people in this. But this is one of the best things, really. This is why I like MyHeritage. That's my unbiased opinion. Okay. And then the other thing, mind mapping. This link, so that link is myheritage.com. That's all you need. Mind mapping. Have you ever heard of this concept? And excuse the airplanes. I'm right next to the Palm Springs Airport, I feel. Okay. Mind mapping is this. It was popular in the 70s. Let's say that you had a brick wall, like my Anna McPhillips, because all I was given was her photo and a family story from my great-grandmother. If you've ever sketched out a problem on a cocktail napkin, which I know we all do in genealogy, you usually have the problem, then you're writing things around it. Same thing here for mind mapping. This is a free program called Popplet, P-O-P-L-E-T. It is, again, geared towards students. It's all drag and drop. You don't need to know programming. Here's another one. I had a second great grandmother that just disappeared by 1900. Born in 1867 in Kent, Greenwich, England. Found in the 1880 census in Rosendale, Ulster County at the age of 13. And then there's no 1890 census. By 1900, she leaves her 6 kids to her brother. They show up in the 1900 census. Where'd she go? Her husband, Martin Slattery, died. So look at this. I'm going to pull back here. Excuse me. So this is, remember I told you my color scheme? Well, green is good, right? So I found her in the 1880 census. And I can go ahead and look at this. You should be able to see it. Ah, guys, come on. Yeah, I don't know if I put the note in here or not. Okay, but I can say I found her on this line. And look at this. This thing moves around. Look at how easy it moves around. It's a way of organizing what you already have. Look at this. This one is blue. This is the 1900 US federal census. This is the one where I find that, let's see if I can open it. Oh, open image, a new tab. Hallelujah. There we go. And you see, it's easy. Again, I like this. I'm a lazy genealogist. This gives me everything I have, everything I need. And I do find them. I believe that they're down there somewhere. They're up here. Yeah, they're probably, oh, there's the Lehighs. There's Michael and David. Okay, so think about Popplet. Think about this. It's a way of sketching this out. I love to print this out and put it on my office wall. This one, she's not in the 1910 census. In fact, most of those kids are gone out of Michael's household. Oh, I need to check the 1905 census. I need to go to the Ulster County Clerk's office. I need to look at records for guardianship, for guardian bonds. See, and I could actually, and you can group them very easily. Death records, probate records, coroner inquest, if the death was not natural. So think about this. I have all of these that are organized. They all have titles. In fact, I even have one for Anna McPhillips. And see, I told you I had a photo. This is the only thing that my great-grandmother gave me was that photo. So think about this. I love Popplet. There are other programs like Xmind. The problem with Xmind is this. It's got a very high learning curve. So now we're going to move on. What do you do if you want to build a checklist? Well, I would encourage you to start with mine, and you can do that and customize it. Okay, what would it have on it? Well, it's going to be personal. You research a certain way. You may not be doing US research. You might do Canadian or German or Antarctican research. So it would be personal. Remember, it's based on your research experience. Also, it's a living document. You are going to add to it. In my case, I add the New York State Census. In my case, I have certain record sets that I know my family appears in, mostly truancy records and, excommunication records, but that's what I'll have. Also, one size does not fit all, and I don't believe in that. I think that what works for me is not going to work for you. I always say your mileage may vary. And so that's basically important. Okay. So the other thing that I will do right now is I will do this. Please let me see if I can get it. Yes. Okay. I'm going to put all of these links in the chat right now, and I'll do so again. You're going to get, I sound like I'm Ron Popeil selling Ginzu knives. You're going to get a copy of my genealogy research log that you can use. I'm going to give you the research checklist in Excel. in Word and in a PDF. And that is your base template. Let's copy these, go over here, go to chat, and paste it here. And Viola, there it is. Great. Okay. So go ahead. And when you click on the Excel, it's going to do a file download. There's no landing page. Same thing for all of these, Word and PDF. Okay. And we'll repeat this. And I also will show you how to save the chat when we're done. Okay. Besides this, besides having that checklist, I want you to know how genealogy networks work today, especially post-pandemic and in the online world. Okay. So what is this network? Well, in online, the nice thing is it's free. I don't have to travel to some conference in New York, in Albany for New York State genealogy and then talk to people. I can do this all online. Instant access. And what I mean by this, I have posted queries on Facebook in a New York genealogy group at 3 in the morning, and I got an answer in 5 minutes. Yeah. Narrow your scope of use, please. I cannot stand Facebook. Seriously. I tell my family, if you invite me to play Farmville, I will come and burn down your crops. I keep a very narrow view. No religion, no politics, everything's genealogy. So I have to wear my blinders on. Okay. So, and then also, if you think about it, we used to have something called Everton's Genealogical Helper. It was a paper newsletter, and you would put in an ad using snail mail. There were no email addresses, or if you were really sort of dangerous, put in your phone number, and people would answer your query. Oh, I have that surname, or I have that record. Imagine the time it took for that. Also, in the 90s, I was all over genealogy bulletin boards with my 300 baud Hayes modem and AOL and Prodigy. That's where all of this used to be done. It's all over social media now. One thing I do want to point out, this is how you should use Facebook search. This is the important part. These are all the things I advocate is, let's say you want to look up the, where are we, Thomas? There. Now, I apologize if you see anything untoward on Facebook. I have friends that know I teach, and they like to razz me online. So I have no responsibility for content. And have you ever searched for something? Like maybe the Henneberg surname is one of my surnames. And watch what I get. Da, 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 da. Oh, I get 8 results here. Okay. I get 8 results. And you know what? I don't know how they got those results. I do know it's based on Facebook's algorithm. They have a certain way of presenting me results that they want to present. Might be based on my research experience. Always go down here to search for Henneberg because it gives you all of these groups. And then the first thing I do, if I'm searching for a surname, I look for other people with that surname. These are my cousins. Karen is the daughter of Rosemary, and I'm already friends. But look at Steve. I don't know Steve. Steve might have family photos. So what I do is I look at mutual friends over his name. Oh, he knows Karen and Rosemary, so he's probably a cousin. So I go to his page, but I'm not a friend. This is what I recommend. Don't send a friend request. He doesn't know you from Adam. Do this, send a message. And I say, hey, my name is Thomas. I think we might be cousins. I'm not looking for money or property. Here's a link to my family tree. Let me know if you have any family history info, and then wait for a response. So that's the best way to do it. The other thing you want to look at are posts. Anyone posting about Hennebergs, like me. Also, you want to look at photos probably, but groups. Groups are really important. Someone, see, here's a Henneberger family. That's one of the derivative variations. And then look at this one. Descendants of J.G. and Teresa Henneberg. I know these people, or I should know them. And then finally, go to pages. You may find like a surname page or something like that. Okay. Oh, I see Helena, and my cousin is, his name really is Davy Crockett. So if he knows Helena, Helena might be a cousin because Davy is. So that's what I recommend for Facebook. Okay. The other thing is also for groups. You should use groups. You really should. There are over, I think, 17,000 genealogy related pages and groups. These are the things I recommend. But this is what the biggest thing I want you to take away from this, and this is worth the price of admission. I know you guys paid a lot, really a lot, to attend this because I have a very high speaking fee. I have a group that you're invited to join. It's called the Genealogy DoOver. I have this crazy idea 5 years ago, putting aside all my research and starting from scratch. And I said, putting aside, I didn't get rid of anything. And it was a good exercise because this time I did it right. I wasn't a 14-year-old boy. But anyway, it has 21,000 members and you can join it. But let me show you a few things. Yeah, I was taught for MyHeritage this morning to 3,000 people. This is a brand new book on Amazon. Oh, I give away a lot of free cheat sheets, so that's why you want to join. But look at this right here. Do you see that hashtag genealogy? You're probably old like me, you call it a pound sign. Did you know when you put this in a post, it creates a search engine automatically in Facebook? In this group alone, there are 4,000 posts. And then I come up here and I could actually go to main Facebook, put in up here, come on guys, and hashtag genealogy. You got to spell it right. Spelling does count. And look at this. Right now, there are 12,000 people posting about genealogy. Did you know you can put in your surname that you're looking for? Henneberg. Oh, you got to spell it right. Oh, thank you very much. Here we go. Did I tell you I hate Facebook? There we go. And Viola. It shows me that there are people posting. This is the one that I did in May. This is Andreas Henneberg. So I haven't found if he's a cousin. Yeah, so all of this stuff, this is a good way to use it. What hashtags you use doesn't matter. You make them up, okay? Then the other thing is, go to our slideshow. Also, and this is all in the handout, folks. Facebook pages. Now, what's the difference between a group and a page? A group is members. Most of the groups you're going to have to apply to join, and they'll just ask you questions. They want to keep the spammers out. They want to make sure you're going to do general genealogy. A page is one-way communication. I don't know if Harborfields Public Library has a page, but most libraries do on Facebook. You probably are not allowed to post there, but you can send them a message. And this second bullet point is very important. I've had several of my followers, let me take a sip, say that they were on the phone for 20 minutes with MyHeritage. Then they went to the MyHeritage Facebook page, and in 5 minutes after sending a message, they got to chat with someone online who fixed their problem. So remember, it's a one-way communication from that company, but still use it for customer service. And then this is definitely worth the price of admission. I will post this link. It is in your handout. This woman is a goddess. She has created a list of 17,000 links to genealogy pages and groups on Facebook. Now, usually she updates it quarterly. Let me, yeah, I'm going to accept your cookies, especially if they're peanut butter chocolate chip. Here we go. Where am I? I hate this new thing. I'm just going to enlarge it up here. Hold on. So you can see it. Yeah, 436 page PDF. So I'm going to give you this link right now. Copy, and then go over here. And please, I hope I spell it right, chat. And we'll say genealogy on Facebook, list of groups. I'm squinting because I don't have my glasses on. And here we go. And pages. And I'm going to put the link in Viola. There it is. Okay. And again, I'll show you how to save the chat. But look at this thing. This thing is incredible. Yeah, crazy, crazy. 436 pages. I'm going to go down to Greece because I actually specialize in Greek genealogy. My husband is Greek. And there it is. So I have all of these things. Please, please, please download this and use this. It is absolutely amazing. A lot of these groups, they want to help you. They don't charge you. They just, you know, there's this random acts of genealogical kindness thing. Okay, I'm not going to beat this to death. Also, Did you know that you can search Twitter for free? You don't need to have an account. Twitter is another one that I just don't understand. When it first came out, I had a lecture called Twitter, It's Not Just What I Had for Breakfast Anymore, because I thought it was stupid. I just thought it was a waste of time. I'm going to go to Twitter, and you can follow me. I've got 20,000 followers, I think. But here, I'm going to sign out to prove to you that you do. Yeah, I do want to log out. Okay, you don't need to have an account. Do you know that Library of Congress has saved every single tweet? So even if someone tells you they deleted their tweet, not going to happen. Look at this. Okay, you can search. Okay, so let's say I have the surname Shep Mose, Schepmoes. I mean, how many people could have that? Oh, wow. And Athena, wow, Greek and Dutch. Okay, but this is what I do. And then I might add the hashtag genealogy. Look at this. How I found a cousin on Twitter. That was me. I found this guy in 15 minutes and we communicated via email. He's descended from the same sixth great grandmother, Rebecca Shepmose, who was born in Kingston, Ulster County. And we are related to the Russa and the Roosevelts, etc. I was blown away. So remember, you can use a lot of these sites as a search engine. You don't need to get involved in, should baklava have this much honey or that much honey? Yeah. Okay. Remember, blinders. Great. And remember, you use hashtags, use no account needed. So what if you say, I want to go beyond social media, and then I'll wrap this up. Please join genealogy societies. More and more are doing things like this, a webinar online, so you can participate all over the world. I belong to about 20 or 30 of them because they have great benefits. One of the benefits, one society offers 1 hour of research help to new members. They also, if you don't join them, at the very least, go to their Facebook page and post a query or send them a message, or their Facebook group. All right. The other thing is when you go to a conference, and I'm hoping that in-person conferences come back, I never went to every session. I never had a full dance card. I like just sitting in the cafeteria or the lobby and talking to other genealogists. That's networking. Or go to the expo hall. Okay. I would go to the Sons of American Revolution, tell them my brick wall, and they would just help me right then and there. What they want to do is entice you to get a membership. And then don't forget your archives, your libraries, and repositories. Don't forget university libraries. And didn't I promise to tell you about Ancestry Library Edition that you can actually access from home? Now, this became available during pandemic. Think about it. You used to have to go to the library and sit at a computer to get this library edition. Libraries were closed. So I'm going to go to CPL Ancestry. CPL is the Chicago Public Library. I'm a taxpayer. I have, let's see, it's Cleveland. I have my card. And normally I would have to go into one of the branches here. Now watch what you do. Here's the Ancestry Library Edition. You do have to have an online account usually. You do need to know, don't steal my library card number. And there, you log in. And then you get access. Here it is. It's crazy. It's pretty much the same that you get at home if you have a paid subscription. This is what you won't get. You won't get access to your DNA results if you have them with Ancestry, and you will not get access to your family tree if you built one. You can save these records, save the images, but you can't attach them to the tree. See what I'm saying? This is good through December 31st, and I do not believe that they're going to keep extending it because it would be counterproductive to them selling memberships, which they will during the holiday season. And guess what? If you check my site, genealogybargains.com, I will get you a 50% discount. Also, did you know if you have AARP, there's a 30% discount on Ancestry World Explorer. And don't forget Worldcat. Your library should be able to tell you about Worldcat. This is what Worldcat is, known as interlibrary loan. How am I doing on time? I'm okay. There it is, worldcat.org. Has 2 billion with a B resources. So let's say, come on guys, help me. There we go. Let's say that I want this book on John Crandall. And I believe he was the founder of the Seventh-day Baptist Church. He is my 9th great grandfather, not the Adventist. Let's see. Go ahead and search. Oh, here it is. There's a periodical. Now, what if my library doesn't carry this? There is a Crandall Family Association to which I belong. So you go to the item, and this is the nearest library that has it. In many times, you can get not a photocopy. They will send it to you to your local library, and you can actually get access there. Sometimes you can take these things home. This is based on my right here on my address. I don't even know my Palm Springs address, but yeah, okay. So I encourage you to use Worldcat. It's a nominal fee if you do interlibrary loan. And family history centers. These are run by Family Search. I just realized that they no longer have microfilms. Some local centers do. In Chicago, the one that we have up in, I think, Winnetka, they do have the 9,000 microfilms for Chicago, Cook County vital records. And then finally, do you need professional help? I know I do. Hiring a professional is not for big projects. There's a site called genealogy.coach that will actually sell you 15 minutes of research time. You know, I don't want someone to do mine for me. Nope. DOT. Coach. No, come on, Thomas. I'm still hooked on phonics. I know. Here we go. And there it is. Yeah, whatever. No, I don't want genealogy coach. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's the same one. This is it. So let's say you want help with DNA results. Guess what? You can hire Diane Southard and Nika Smith in 15-minute increments. Diane is stellar. Nika specializes in enslaved ancestors and people of color. You know, Cindy Engel from Cindy's List. Well, you can hire her right there. $25 for 15 minutes. And she will help you. It's usually through a Zoom call. So that's a good idea. This link again is on your handout. Wow, we've reached the end. So this is my email. Please use it, but no stalkers. I already have a stalker, believe it or not. You know, you've made it in an industry when you have to get a temporary restraining order against someone. I will answer questions about this topic. Keep in mind, I do get 300 to 400 emails a day, and so it may take me 2 days. Okay, so I've enjoyed this. I'm going to pass things back. I'm not going to stop my share, but no, I will. And actually, so Harborfields, what do you think of this? Do you think I'm crazy or what?
Well, my head is spinning, and I would
See, that's what
imagine
everyone
other
says.
people.
You know,
are
where's the
doing the same
acetaminophen?
thing.
Where's the beer, the wine? You know, come on.
Definitely. So that was amazing.
But this
and
is why we record these things.
wonderful.
This is why
And
I
you did
believe in a
say you
good
were
handout.
also you were
Yeah.
going to show us how to save the chat.
I will do that, but also I will ask you, are there any questions? And I'm going to post my email first. I will repost the handout and all the other links, and then I will show you how to save the chat. So,
Okay.
but remember, no stalking, please. Let's see.
I don't see any questions.
See, stunned into silence. This is the effect I have. No, the thing is, I know you might not have a question now, but many times, you know, you'll be in bed pondering genealogy and say, hey, I have a question. Now you can email me. Okay. And I'm going to put that in. There we go. I will copy all of these other handouts. Do you have a question? Does any of your staff members, come on, good English, Thomas. Do any of them have questions?
I don't believe so. Actually, the woman who is listed as a staff is actually one of our patrons, and a staff member logged her in. So
okay. Well, then let me show you,
yeah.
Because we still have 5 minutes. I want you to get your money's worth, you know, because remember that high speaking fee. So here, I put all the links there. Now, this is how, let me show you. I'm going to take the share back again and show you. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that. I don't know if you can see this or not. Oh, I stopped my share. Well, I'll just explain it. You go to chat, open up the chat panel, go down to the far right, and it has 3 little dots and ellipsis. Click on it, and right at the top, it says Save Chat. It will save it as a text file. Also, library should know that when you are done with the recording and download the recording, one of the files is a TXT file with the chat. So if you want to share that afterwards, go ahead. And you can share my handout with library patrons. I don't mind that you print it out and have it available. And then hopefully that will bring people to the November one. And you told me what we're doing. We're told, oh, genealogy pit stop, right?
Well, I know it was only touching the
Touching a
paper book
document once. Yes.
touching November 10th.
You think that's crazy, right? I've researched overseas where I knew this is a trip of a lifetime. I was never going to see that document again.
Wow.
So you take a photo of it, and that you want to wring that record out. I contend that even now online, you should only have to look at a document once if you do it right. If you use that research log, you save the image, you're never beholden to Ancestry again for that record.
I do believe our library does have the Ancestry free version.
But I did want to point out that it is still available at home till the 31st. They have extended this for many times.
Right.
And my contacts at Ancestry tell me it's not going to happen again. So, because it is cutting
doing
into
it for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, they're enormous profits. So, so exactly. Yeah.
So,
and there is an AARP discount, everyone. Just search for AARP Ancestry. You have to call on the phone. It is for World Explorer only. You have to be a valid AARP member, and yes, I am. But it's good one time only. You can't renew at this price, but it's a 30% off on the World Explorer. So if you currently have US, you wind up paying the same price practically for US. It's a treat. So great. So do you guys think I'm crazy? Right? I'm the crazy guy at genealogy. So,
I think it's all going to sink in later.
See, we were telling those bad dad jokes, and the other one was, did I tell you the one about the round table, right?
Yes, you did.
Yes, good.
Yes,
okay, I'm done with those jokes. Can you tell I grew up in the Borscht Belt? I grew up in the Catskills. I worked in a lot of resorts too. Grossinger's, Concord. My favorite was the Browns. Browns was owned by Jerry Lewis's aunt and uncle, and they were just charming people.
So we did get a question, and someone said, where did the chat save to and how do I
probably your
print it?
Downloads folder.
But what I was going to say is the library will have that available for you tomorrow. So if you are stumbling with all of that,
let me save mine and let me see where it goes. Let me see where it goes. Let's see.
Who was registered.
And where does it go? Oh, tell me. Let's change my view to details. And I don't know. You're right.
Does it just go to the documents file?
It might go to documents. No. So the thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search right here of, went to my desktop. No. This is vexing. I don't know where it went. So I think it's better that you just send it out, because I could go into Dropbox and say, search chat here. And no, it didn't save here either. I think this is sorted by date. What do I want my results as view? Yeah, I don't think so. So it'd be better if you send it out. So
I definitely will send it out.
Can you also send out the handout?
We can send everything. Yes.
Right.
Thank
The
you.
other thing, if you really wanted to, folks, you can go up here to the chat and just do Control-A to highlight everything, paste it into a Word file. Like this. I'm going to share my screen. The last time, I promise. Go ahead. So this is
or a Google document as well.
Right, Google document. I don't know if you can see the chat. Can you see it on screen or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is what I did. Control-A highlights everything. I right click. I say copy. I go over to Microsoft Word or anything, or Google, and donde estás? There you are. Oh, you tried to hide from me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, you get the usual, blank document. Oh, get out of my way. Here. And then you just paste it. And you just do Control-V, and there it is. That's it. Pretty simple, right? Well, I have enjoyed this, Gail. Everyone at the library, thank you for your help. Well, how many? We had 13 people. Listen, next time we're going to have close to 500.
Okay.
They say in genealogy, telephone, telegraph, tell Thomas. I
All
have
right,
150,000
wonderful.
Pinterest followers, and my family
That's
says I need a
amazing.
intervention. They really do. So,
They're
okay.
all going to know the library, but
Yeah.
thank you, Thomas.
I'll
It
see
was
you guys.
wonderful.
This is
Bye-bye.
great. Thanks for the opportunity. Bye-bye.